Hi, how are you? All right, we're just getting rolling here. And tell me where you're watching from. Would love to hear where you're watching from and how's your day been? Tell me where you're watching from. Oh, sorry, don't mind that. Let's turn that down. I'm also going to stream live on Facebook, but for demo sessions, it will probably have to be on YouTube, just so you know. So if everybody can try and check in. Oh, it's not giving me permission to go live. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Facebook. All right, so we'll just leave it at that. Okay, just be patient with me. Just trying to see if I was trying to see if we could get things rolling this way as well, but that is not the case, so that's okay. Okay. All right.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So, if you are here and you are brand new, my name is Crystal Sayers, and I'm the owner of New Beginnings Health and Wellness here in Calgary, Alberta. And I do some work up in Airdrie, and I work in Cochrane as well. And I'm just so excited to be here to see you all. And thank you so much for coming. All right. So, yeah, so feel free just to pop your name in there, just getting everything rolling here. So, can you let me know if you are able to chat? Just trying to see what's happening here. Thanks for your patience. I can see there's a whole bunch of people on, but I'm not sure if maybe I haven't allowed chat. Let me just see here. How about chat? Good. Oh, hi, Nancy. Hello, hello. Okay, so we probably have a little bit of a delay. Hello, Esmeralda. What a beautiful name. Janice. Hello, hello. Great to see you on. All right. Okay, so unfortunately, I was not able to stream to Facebook. They probably changed some rule or something. So we'll try and get that sorted for next time. In the meantime, I'm so excited to have you all here, and this is just absolutely beautiful. Welcome, welcome to an evening of healing and hope. Hello, KP Design. Kati, I'm assuming. Janice, hello. Helen, yes. Charity, hi. Great to see you. And Marie, lovely. And I'm sure there's many more. And if you are brand new to my channel, I would love to have you. If you want to just subscribe, that gives us the ability to connect. And lots going on. You're going to see me on here a little bit more often over the next little while. And so tonight I'm going to just share with you. Tonight is all about you. It's all about helping you to heal, and I want to teach you a couple ways that you can actually initiate the healing process within your own body, which is absolutely beautiful. You're going to find these techniques to be very calming, very relaxing. They're safe and fun for the whole family. So this could be for anybody who has a serious medical condition. All it is going to do is initiate the parasympathetic, part of the nervous system, calms the nervous system down, gets the brain connected back to the body. So if you were at my recent live event in Cochrane, Alberta, we had an amazing time. You might have even seen my videos on Facebook going like, oh my goodness, you guys, like what is happening in terms of healing? It's just absolutely phenomenal and so profound. And so I wanted to share a couple stories with you first about some recent experiences that people have had with healing through energy work. So I am a certified body talk practitioner, and then I also do some other energy work as well, and some things that I say spirit or God source and I have created together to assist people. And the whole goal here is to help address the underlying causes of illness and disease. And so when the body is stressed, or we have a lot of electronic activity happening, so that can cause a lot of interruptions in brain activity as well. Same with stress. Stress will do a very similar thing. And it causes the body to develop symptoms because the body starts segmenting itself. So if you imagine that our body is like a beautiful, harmonious symphony, and what can happen is that the body, when stressed, or maybe we have an experience like an accident or something, even a trip and fall, anything that causes an interruption in the way the body is functioning, what it will do then is again, the body kind of can get out of harmony with itself. And this can impact our emotions, it can impact our mental health, it can impact our sleep, our physical health, our ability to be productive. I feel like a lot of people sometimes are struggling with motivation, and sometimes there's just so much going on in the world, and there's so much noise, and so we need to get back to like really hearing our own bodies. And so I'll probably talk a little bit more about it later, but I have a lot happening right now in terms of really empowering you and empowering people to be able to really go inward, to really connect with their higher self, their own intuition, the body's innate wisdom. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing tonight, is connecting with the part of the body that actually knows how we got wound up to where we are, and it knows the process back to health and balance. And so if that sounds exciting to you, just hit the yes button or a thumbs up. Would love that. And thank you all so much for being here. This will be available later. So for those who are not able to make it, or you find you have a family member who could really use some help, they can actually watch this video as well. You can send it to them and they can watch it. And again, these techniques are safe for children as well. And so the worst that would happen in terms of these types of techniques is that the body kind of just goes, ho hum, okay, no big deal. And so the beauty of this is that the intention behind it and with body talk work is that it's not to do harm, but again, to help bring the body back into balance. And so this is just going to be a really beautiful evening, and I'm super excited to be here with you. And yeah, so going into a couple stories before I teach you a couple techniques. And these are really simple, so you should be able to remember them. But again, the video will be available, so you can come back and watch this again and again if you want me to take you through it. It's all good. And yeah, so telling you a little bit about what I do. So I do intuitive work. I'm not a doctor. I don't prescribe. I don't promise people in terms of like, yes, this is going to happen and you're going to be healed. I always want people to take responsibility for their own health. And I'm all about empowering you to support your body in initiating its own healing processes. And as I share a couple stories with you, you're going to hear some pretty amazing things, but we're dealing with our own participation. So as a practitioner, I can't take full responsibility for your body's healing. I'm helping to witness, to see, to observe whatever is going on or that the body is wanting to restore communication in, and then your body actually does the healing. So this is what is so beautiful about this work, is your body that knows, that has this beautiful wisdom inside of you. It's within you. So one of the first stories I want to share is about a gentleman who I was working on remotely, as in I was doing a session for him, sending the recording to his daughter. So I had his consent to work on him. He had complete lower body paralysis. So no function whatsoever, couldn't even feel reflexes in his lower body. And this was going on for 3 months. And so he was referred to me through another client, a family that I work with, whom I'm so grateful to be on their journey of healing as well. And this person was referred to me, and so they're in another country. And so actually, the family member who connected both of us together is also in another country. This is the beauty of energy work, you guys, because energy work, it is not contained to just a physical location. We're connecting on a deeper level in terms of aspects of consciousness. So the body has its own consciousness. And so And so the ability, just like if I know your phone number, you're wondering like, how in the world does this energy stuff work? The easiest way I could say, and we still don't even fully understand like how you can have somebody's phone number. And if you have their number, you call them and you will reach that particular person. In the same way, if I want to send an email, all I need is that person's email address. So it's like connecting to the Wi-Fi in a way, or to like the satellite, but it's of consciousness. So in the same way, if I have the person's name or I have their birthday or a picture of them, oftentimes that is just enough for me to connect to their body and through their permission. So I don't go past a person's permission. I feel like it's none of us would want that, and so I don't do that. And so um, so that's kind of how a little bit about how it works. So anyway, so this gentleman had surgery on his back. This is 3 months going of no ability to feel anything in his lower body. And I did a session on him and sent the recording to the family member. The family member had to translate it because it's in because the person doesn't speak English. Many things that came up in the session that I was sensing and picking up as we were shifting, actually this family member was able to confirm many of the things that had actually happened or taken place in this person's life. And as a result, I just said, let's give it a few days. And I think they're not ready for another session. Their body needs some time to process, and they'll be ready for a session in about a week or so. And so I said, let's see how they're doing in 3 days. And so I messaged the person on that third day, and the person said, "Crystal, I just wanted to tell you that this family member that you worked on is just beginning to get sensation in the feet, and he actually was able to start moving his toes, you guys." Like, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I can't, like, it's hard to believe. This has been 3 months of nothing happening. And he's had a very complicated medical situation with heart stuff going on and blood thinners. And so not a lot of rehab that he was able to do either." And so anyway, this was just so beautiful. And I was absolutely like doing the happy dance, because this person now is getting, these reflexes and things like that. And and so what I'm looking at is not just the physical, but we're looking at what emotions are trapped in the body. What is asking to be shifted? What parts or organs or different parts of the body are needing to have communication restored, the lines of communication restored, so that the body can do the healing work itself. So that is amazing. And then a week later, I did another session on them, and now they're actually getting ready to do rehabilitation, if you can believe it. So they actually were able to pull, he was able to actually start pulling his legs up to his feet, toward his chest when he was sitting, which he's not been able to do in 3 months. And there are many other things as well, which I won't go into. But again, you guys, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's to give you hope that anything is possible in terms of healing, if we can allow and get the body back into a place of restoration and healing. That also means sometimes we need to slow down. Like, our world, everything is fast. It's do this, do this, do this, do this. And we don't give our bodies time to recover. And so then when we have another situation happening, we're compounding these experiences without recovery time in between. And it's important for us to recover. So if you're feeling burnt out, that is your body really signaling really loudly, you got to listen, pay attention. So anyway, so enough about that. So what I want to do is just share one more story. This happened in the in-person event, just kind of like what we're doing tonight, except it was people in a physical room, and it works in both ways. Hello, everyone. Hi, Elaine. Hello, Marcy. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Shadow.21th. Wonderful to see all of you here. Thank you so much for joining. And we're going to get into it here in just a few moments. But this particular story, so this person's actually going to write a testimonial as well to share about her experience. But anyway, so if you've been on my Facebook page, you probably heard me in a video talking a little bit about this a particular situation that happened for somebody I was doing a demo session on, just like we're going to do tonight. And anyway, and so what happened was this person came up. They had all kinds of stuff going on in their physical, like their right side, and were very. I could feel that they were really, really contracted, very tense, a lot going on due to they'd been in several accidents and just like a lot of like traumatic stuff going on in their life. And and so we just sat in a chair and we conversed, talked a little bit. And then I had this person actually check. So at the time when they were standing, they could only just to the point, I said, just to the point of resistance, lift your arm. And they could only lift their arm like this, like barely lift their arm. And and I had them test on all the different sides and the, the neck, the shoulders, and bending over as well. And so could see that there was quite a fair amount of tension within their body. And anyway, so we went through sort of this little mini session, and we had a group of people there, which was lovely. So they could see it and experience healing before their very eyes, which is just amazing. And so we did the session, and she had quite an emotional release. So her body started shaking, and I had to have her hold a particular position. It was from an accident. She'd been in an accident, and I said, you need to hold that, the bar. She called it the holy shit bar. Right? When you're going into a car accident, she grabbed onto it, is concerned about her kids in the back, and is tensing up. And I knew it was like, as soon as it was like, that was the initial accident that sort of caused a bunch of other things to go on. And so I just came up around her and I had her hold the position, because that position was triggering trauma for her. And in a very, very gentle way, there was a releasing that took place, and this person was shaking. And if you've ever seen an animal shake when they're afraid, the shaking is how the animal releases stress. And so oftentimes we don't shake, we don't touch our bodies enough, we don't move enough, often because we're very sedentary, for the most part, not everybody. And so what ended up happening was this person had a physical release taking place. And I'm encouraging the group. I knew that she was going to help us all have the biggest sort of release or the healing. So she's kind of the proxy, but everybody involved, including even like here today, even if you're not one of the demo people, you'll still receive something if it resonates with your body in terms of what's actually coming up, even for someone else, because we're all connected. And this is the beauty of this. And so everybody's taking a breath, and we're supporting her and just allowing her to release whatever she needed to release. And then all of a sudden her body, so I had to bring her arm down. We did a few other things to recalibrate and shift. And she just went, like this, like everybody saw her, how she physically relaxed. And then afterwards I got her to check, and that arm, her right arm that she could barely lift, she actually was able to lift like this, you guys. And all the other parts that we checked, she had more movement, she was freer, there was way less tension in her body. And it was just such a beautiful, beautiful release. In fact, everybody went, right? Because they saw before their very eyes the movement that all of a sudden she got, and we release that trauma from the body. And as the trauma goes, then the body can function better. So this is why I love this work. There's no pills involved, there's no supplements involved, although they can all be really helpful. But it's all a natural form of healing and helping the body to reconnect with itself, and it does the healing. And so she's just like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like in shock, because she just experienced a miracle in her body that she'd been holding for many, many, many years. And this is what can happen within a very short time frame. Healing can take place very quickly, and it can be very gentle. And so anyway, so those are a couple of stories. Those are some recent ones that are quite extravagant, and there's more, but this is what's possible for you as well. So are you ready? Are you ready to experience some healing and just helping to get your body in that relaxed mode? I just pop a little note in the chat there. Hopefully I don't spill my tea, Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you two techniques. So the first one is a body talk technique. Some of you might know this, some of you may not, and that's okay. Hi, Sasha. So this technique is called the cortices, and you can actually find the video for this specific technique with more information on my website. It includes testimonials. This technique actually has helped bring many, many, many people, you guys, out of freaking comas, if you could believe it. Comas, like accident comas, diabetic comas, and it can help restore healing and initiate the healing process in the body. It can help with sleep. It supports memory, concentration. So even people with memory issues and things like this, it gets the left and the right lobes of the brain communicating better together. So it restores communication. So stress and electronics break down communication in the brain. This technique will automatically begin to restore it. And if you're really stressed or you're struggling to regulate your emotions, maybe some people have the ADHD label or that diagnosis. It can help with that as well. It can really support aspects of just regulating our monkey mind. And this is so common, for us. There's just so much going on. So here's how you do the technique. So with a closed fist, so you don't want to have your glasses on like I do. You want to, if you have glasses, just take them off. It'll be easier. So with a closed hand, you're going to place your hand at the back of your head, right here, like where the base, sort of the base of the skull is. I'm trying to speak into the microphone to make it easier for everybody. So you're just going to hold that, fingers closed, and you're going to tap on your head. So you can tap like this, or you can tap like this. Don't tap like this because we don't want it to just get the midline. We need the left and right lobes connected together. So you're holding that part of the brain, and we're going to do this for all the parts of the brain until we cover the whole brain. And that's to get the brain like really online. So imagine, when we're doing the tapping, we're going to tap over the brain. That tells the brain, hey, brain, pay attention. We're making some changes here. It's like turning the computer on. And then we're going to be tapping over the heart. And when we tap over the heart is another brain. If you could believe it, it actually has brain cells within the heart. They've found brain cells in the heart, and which is really interesting. And so the heart helps to actually store the changes, and it helps to bring balance and harmony. And then the next one, you're going to go right to your navel, around your belly button area, so your digestive system, and you're going to tap there. And that is another brain, right? They call it the gut brain, actually. And this brain also is connected to those three brains. And as you're tapping, you're taking nice deep breaths. And what the intestinal area does is it actually helps to integrate the information. So it actually synthesizes it. It helps the body to process what is good, what is waste, right? So then after we've taken two nice deep breaths, done the tapping on the head, heart, and the navel, then you're going to bring your hand up and you're going to caterpillar up. So some people have a bigger head, smaller hands, or vice versa. You may need a little bit more. And then you're just going to tap. So again, nice wide hands, or you can do it like this if you want. Nice wide hands, deep breaths in and out. And I want you to imagine that as you're breathing in, you're taking in life, you're accepting what is. And as you breathe out, you're letting go of what is no longer serving you. So tapping over the navel, doing great. And then you're going to bring your hand up again. You're going to caterpillar, so we don't want to miss any spots. And you can tap over your hand, over the other hand, that's fine. So when we do the tapping, it causes an interruption in the brain's electrical activity. So it gets the brain to pay attention. So this is why the tapping. Deep breaths, tapping over the heart. And then over the navel or belly button area for the intestines. And then you're going to do another one. And you might, if your hands are really big, it's okay, but you want to make sure that your hands come right down to your eyebrows, okay? So you want to cover every part. This is our thinking, planning, organizing, chronic stress manager, like our long-term stress manager. So very important. Again, nice wide hands, tapping on both sides of the brain, tapping over the heart. And it should just be nice and gentle. And this first time, you may or may not feel a lot. If you do, that's great. If you don't, that's okay. Just know that your body knows what to do. So the beautiful thing is even if you're a mess or you're emotionally messed or you don't know what to do with your life, your body knows how to help bring clarity. Okay, so those nice big deep breaths. And then we're going to go to the sides of the head. This is why you don't want your glasses on, but the base of your hand goes right in your temple and your hand goes straight across. So again, make sure your fingers are closed and you're going to just hold. You're going to imagine that, again, everything is electromagnetic. So your hands are electromagnetic and we're creating a connection between the right and the left lobes. And then just take one hand off after you've made that little connection, and then you're going to tap. And just imagine that that hand is still there, but you're tapping. And just imagining that you're getting that left lobe, right lobe communicating really well. Nice big deep breaths as you breathe in. Oh, I'm taking life in. I'm just accepting. I'm allowing. I'm yielding. And as you breathe out, I'm letting go of what is no longer serving me. Deep breaths. And then you're just going to bring your hand back up again and make that same connection. And then take the other hand off. Imagine it's still there. And then you're going to tap with that hand. So your arms might be a little tired. You can do this if you need to. And if you have one hand, you could, or one arm, like say you had a sore shoulder or something like that, there is another way to actually do it. It's going to take a little bit more time because you have to hold and touch the different parts instead of using both hands. Tapping over the heart, nice deep breaths. And over the navel. And that's the technique. So I want you just to tune into your body. Tell me what you noticed. Did anybody notice your body feeling different? You might have felt tingles. You might have been yawning. You might feel a little bit tired or like just more relaxed, more calm. Oftentimes when we do this technique, you'll feel your body just kind of go, ooh, right? It just kind of goes, oh, we're going into relaxation. Oh, we like this. So you might even have to go to the bathroom. That's common. It's not uncommon to have to go to the bathroom. Your body's ready to let things go and it's helping to shift things just naturally. Let me know in the chat what is happening for you. Just going to check here. Beautiful. More relaxed, lighter. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So this technique is really great if you're changing activities in the day. So this is a great transition, like say you have to go pick your kids up from school or, you finish work, and then the next thing is you got kids to look after, dinner, all that kind of stuff is coming up. This is a great self-care technique to help support you during transitions. So this is great for that. It can really help with sleep. So if you're struggling to sleep, this technique just before bed is actually going to help put your body in that relax, rest, restore mode so that it can actually sleep, because our nervous system needs to be more relaxed often. Otherwise, that's why part of a reason why we may not be sleeping well. And then the other thing that it will do is if you're feeling tired as well during the day, it actually will help wake you up. It'll relax you, but your concentration, memory, sort of brain function, because this gets the brain talking to the body and improving communication and function, then it also can really support our ability to work. So if you get that after lunch lull where you kind of just feel like you're sleepy, that's a great time actually to do the technique. And it usually won't slow you down. It'll actually help perk you up, even though you'll feel more relaxed as well. So it's great technique even for kids. They've used this in schools with kids who have gone outside and, they're doing the recess thing. And then they come in and they're like all over the place. They get the kids to do this technique and they're able to actually sit down. They're more relaxed and able to participate and concentrate. Yeah. So somebody said they were feeling tingles. Beautiful. What else? Anybody else have anything else happening? Super relaxed. Yep, yawning a lot. Sleep help is what I need. Yay. Yes. So this is going to support your sleep. Beautiful. This will support anything. I actually had somebody who had a tailbone issue for like 8 weeks, pain in their tailbone, 8 out of 10 almost most days. They went to the doctor, the chiropractor, a massage therapist. They used creams. They tried the ball around their tailbone muscles. Nothing gave them relief. And I sent them the video because I was headed out on holidays at the time. And I said, I'm away for a week, but let's connect, in a week. And I said, in the meantime, do the cortices technique 3 or 4 times a day and let's see how you're feeling afterwards. And they messaged me and said, I just wanted to tell you that all my tailbone pain is gone. So healing can happen spontaneously, just even through this one exercise. That's why I'm saying there's in the video on my website under services, it'll say learn the cortices technique. The video is 9 minutes long. And I share about all the details of like what this whole technique does. I go into more detail than this. And in addition to that, I teach you the technique, but I also share several testimonials of how people came out of comas when they were using this technique in hospitals, if you could believe it, but it wasn't here. It was like in the US and Germany. So yeah, really, really amazing stuff. So, so much just becomes really possible if we'll just do that little bit of self-care. Great for transitions. If you're really stressed out, I recommend doing this 3 or 4 times a day if you can. At the very least, do it in the morning when you get up and do it at nighttime before bed. For me, when I first came into contact with Body Talk, what I really found was at the time I was a mess. I was stressed. I was irritated. I had to move. We had to downsize. We were starting over, living in a basement suite. It was a smaller space. There was just so many things going on. And I had chronic pain. I had chronic back pain and reproductive health issues and all kinds of things. And I just remember waking up one morning after doing this technique 3 or 4 times a day. About the third day, I remember just waking up going, everything's going to be okay. And I kid you not, like that was huge for me because nothing had changed. My circumstances hadn't changed, but I woke up feeling hopeful for the first time in a really long time. And then since then, it's been a journey of healing and that kind of thing, and which has been so amazing. So to have these kinds of tools to help ourselves, to help other people, our children, our grandchildren, all of that, this is going to support that. So I'm going to teach you the next technique. The next one, you may, or if you've been with me for a while, you may or may not be familiar with this one. I really like this one a lot. It's called the B-Bolts technique. So B-Bolts technique is an osteopathic type of technique. I'm going to take my glasses off for this one. You'll want to take your glasses off as well. I just use it for the blue light and such. And so I'm going to show you what the technique is, and then we're going to do it because you won't be, if I have you do this, you will have your eyes closed and you won't be able to see me. Okay, so what this technique does is it engages all of the 6 muscles in the eyes, and those muscles correlate to areas of tension that we have within the body. And so it's really interesting because that tension and the eyes send signals to the brain related to what's happening and what's going on. So in order to reduce the tension, the deep tension that we're holding, this technique is really great for this as well. It's very relaxing. And so again, I'm going to show you what we're going to do, and then we're going to do it together. So if you have a stigmatism or glaucoma, you really want to make sure you're not pressing on your eye when we do the technique. All we're doing is just gently putting the fingers over to engage the eye. The eye, since we're talking about it, we know that we're engaging the muscles of the eye. That's kind of the focus. So that's all we're doing is just very gently. We're not pushing anything, nothing like that, okay? And then from there, you're going to hold the C2. So you're going to take these 3 fingers And you're going to put them underneath that bump on the skull there. Okay. And the focus here is on C2 of the spine. That's what we're focusing on. Okay. So the cervical C2 of the spine. And all we're doing as we're doing this, so now you can do this. You can just keep your eye open for a moment. You're probably going to notice that your eyelid will flutter, your eyes will flutter underneath here. And all you're doing is you're waiting until it stops fluttering. You may have nothing happening, and that's okay. And other times you will have a lot happening depending on what's going on in the day. So you're just going to hold it. You can close your eyes. So you're going to hold that for about 30 seconds or longer. Basically, we wait until the eye has stopped fluttering. And then we're going to do the other side. And the other side, you don't take your hand off the back of your neck. And you're not pushing in your neck, you're just touching it. And you're just going to take those 3 fingers and you're just going to cross over so that we don't cause too much interruption. That's what we're going to do, okay? All right, so nice, deep, relaxing breaths. Lori, this will not hurt you. I would say try it for a migraine. It could help because a lot of migraines are connected to aspects of the eyes, right? So this actually could help with releasing tension. So you're just waiting for that fluttering to stop. And if there's no fluttering, then wait just a minimum of 30 seconds. Usually you'll feel your body just kind of go, ugh, right? And again, you can bring your arms in. You can rest your arm on the table if you need to do that and just hold that area. So if you're too sore. And when the fluttering stops, you're just going to take those 3 fingers and you're just going to put them over the other eye. And just breathe and wait 30 seconds or until the fluttering stops. And just nice deep breaths in and out. Again, breathing in, I'm accepting, I'm allowing, I'm yielding. Breathing out is I'm letting go of what is no longer serving me. And just we'll give it another few seconds. So some of you may have had your hands down, others maybe not. That's okay. So let me know if you're done the technique. Let me know how that felt for you. How did that feel? What did you notice? Some people will experience, as we're doing these techniques, you might experience a little twinge of pain or something like that. And it's correlating because the brain is always looking for things to fix and to repair, right? So again, you just see it, acknowledge it. I acknowledge the pain. I acknowledge the discomfort, whatever's going on, right? So Janice says, my head got hot like a hot flash. Interesting. So again, body temperature change is common when we're doing these techniques because your body is looking to rebalance. Temperature change, a fever, the body's actually working on releasing something. That's why you don't really want to take down a fever unless it's like obviously at a critical point. But the body is doing its job in helping to release whatever is needing to be released. Beautiful. Another person says, like I was soothing my eyes and my nervous system from the onslaught of the day, right? Like these are just such easy and great self-care techniques, and anybody can use it. You could even use it on kids. You can teach them how to do it. You just want to make sure they're being really gentle in the approach. Kids love the cortices because who doesn't love having their head touched? And obviously it's as appropriate, right? Another person says, I feel the back of my C2 pulsating. So you're feeling, and again, what that's doing is we're getting the blood flow, right? The blood is flowing, things are moving, right? So what we're doing is we're engaging the nervous system to improve communication. We're engaging our circulatory system as we do all of these techniques. Engage whatever you need in your body. So this is why we don't have to know. Your body knows what it needs, right? So Again, you might feel hot, you might feel a little sometimes uncomfortable, you might feel cold, you might feel tingles, you might have to go to the bathroom, you might be burping, you might be farting, you might have gas, all of these things, tummy gurgles, all of these things are ways that the body is like actually shifting and adjusting and helping to support the releasing of what we no longer need. So it's actually really beautiful. So it's like, thank you, body. Thank you. You're always trying to bring harmony and balance for me. Even when we are ill, the body is still always trying to help support us in bringing balance. It's really beautiful. Okay. How are we doing? Anybody else want to share anything? What else did you experience? Okay. So we'll just give it another few seconds here. And then is there anybody who'd like to actually come on with me and we'll do a live demo? So I'll have half the screen, you'll have half the screen. Let me know if you're interested. You should actually have a little thing. It should allow you to join because I think I already um, send link to guest. No, I'm just looking at my options here. Okay, Kati would like to. Yeah, so do you see a little join button there, Kati? Let's see if we can make it happen. I'm just looking at buttons here to see. I'm looking to see, oh, you know what? If I click on you, I think I should be able to add you in. Oh, maybe it won't let me let you do that. I'm not sure how to fix. Okay, so Sheila says it's below the comment section. Under live chat, just looking at mine here too and seeing under the chat. Okay. I can't see a join button on mine. So how about this? So let's get somebody who can. So Lori or Sheila, would either of you, or if you're able to see that join button, can you click on it? It could have to do with the settings, Kati, as well. So it might be in your settings, something allowing you to join a video. I'm not sure. I would think that I should just be able to request. No, it just gives me an invite link, unfortunately. So let's just see here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so live chat, join the conversation. That's not the part though. If I click on Sheila's name, let's see. It just says add as a moderator. It won't actually let you join. And I'm not sure why. I had this set up previous where people could join. Yeah, I'm thinking it might not be working that way. That's okay. Okay. So what this means, unfortunately, is I got to figure out how to get people on. So I'll have to do a little test run another day. It looked like it was relatively obvious, but it's not apparently. So, okay. So, all right. So how about we choose somebody who would like to have some energy work. And basically, I'm just going to have to get you to check before and check afterwards. So is there somebody who'd be willing and open to do that? So maybe somebody who's got some pain, like your shoulder or your hips or back, something like that, so that we can actually check afterwards. That would be really helpful. All right. Well, I guess I got to get this join thing figured out, y'all, because that would be like amazing to be able to have you on here. So I'm still looking. Okay. Okay, so let's go to Katsi first. Okay, Katsi, so from KP Design, you're having terrible gut pain. So tell us a little bit about it on the scale of 1 to 10. How bad is it? Okay, we got Lori and Sheila. Perfect. There's somebody else as well. You're welcome to pop in there. We'll have time to do a few. So it was a 9 today. Is there a particular area within the gut that's really giving you some trouble, or is it kind of the whole, just all over? So you've been regular, but the pain has been so bad, lower abs and the side abs as well. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to tune into your body. I'm going to see you grew 4 pant sizes. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So fair amount of pain there. Shadow 21 says, thanks for showing the amazing techniques. Yeah, you're so welcome. Absolutely. I have to, so I have to send a request to someone to join as a guest. Is that what you're saying, Lori? No, no. I'm just looking because there's nowhere on my thing that shows me that somebody can join. And I'm sad about that because I would really like to be able to do it live in that way. But okay, so that's fine. Okay, so Katsi, I'm just gonna tune in here, and with your permission, I'm just gonna see what is coming in for you. Mhm. Okay, I'm just gonna try. It's like one last thing here, Katsi, just to see. There's nowhere on my phone that actually says let the person to have the person join. Hmm. Okay, that's okay. All right. So, Kati, the first thing that comes up is something viral, actually. So, like a viral thing coming up for you. So, as I'm just kind of like tuning in, I'm actually going to this will be interesting. Um, I'm kind of getting on like what I would call like the magic school bus, and I'm actually going to go through the intestinal area and see where we're actually going. So I'm just going to see like what's actually happening. And I do have the word bacteria coming up, so something coming to the forefront. Again, it may not be something that's super active, but it could just be something that your body is actually trying to release or let go of. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with the body chemistry technique. And what this does is it gets the body to focus on anything that shouldn't be there. So it actually gets it initiates the immune system response and helps to move things out. So when I go into this area, it's like something is just sort of stuck there. And it's sort of like, it feels like it's like just stuck on the wall of the intestine. Um, and so I'm just kind of checking to see. So the other thing coming in is we're linking this into hydration. So it's needing some hydration to be able to move it out a little with more ease. Sorry, touching the microphone here. Yeah. So can you just put your hand where it is painful for you and take a couple deep breaths. And thank you for the information, Lori. Since I'm live on my phone, it's a little trickier. So it's okay. I have to let it go for today, but I'm going to test it out next time. Thank you. Okay. So just hold that area that's sore, and then we're just going to connect that into the liver as well. So liver is up on the right hand side, and this is to support the detoxing and the flushing and the moving out. And then the other word that's coming in with this is some things that are needing to be let go of, and it feels like it's external to you. So it's not really internal stuff that you're needing to let go of, but it's the impact of some external things, something in your environment that is having an impact on the body. Specifically, what's coming up is sort of it's the combination of the liver and the intestinal area. Just take a couple deep breaths, and then we're don't mind the yawning. That's just things are shifting. So this is linking in. We're connecting this actually into the limbic brain. So the limbic brain kind of sits kind of like this. It's like two brake pads over this area here of the ear, and that limbic system is our emotional processing center. It's connected to aspects of survival, everything from hunger, thirst, sex drive. The desire to procreate, all connected to survival, and then the fight flight response as well. And this is the limbic brain is being defined by not detention. Maybe it is detention. Um, okay, that word is actually coming. That's interesting. I was going to say tension, but it's detention is what's coming up. It's like the holding. It's like having somebody have to stay after school, right? So holding something in detention. And the other word that's coming up with this is like when something permeates, right? So it's sort of like it's permeating. A smell can permeate the whole room. And again, it's related to an environmental factor. I have the word mother coming in as well. So something oriented to mother. We don't have to go into detail, but it could be related to like yourself as a mother, or mother, your mother, or just anything, even something on TV. Sometimes things like this can actually trigger different things going on in the body. So something related to mother, and the word mothering is what's coming in. And what I'm hearing sort of like are the words like, don't tell me what to do, right? It's like that kind of feeling of like somebody trying to mother, and the response being, don't tell me what to do, right? Like that type of response. Yeah, because the rest of the conversation I'm hearing, it's like, well, you're grounded, that kind of, it's the energy associated with sort of that feeling of conflict and being in detention, right? Or being grounded, that kind of thing, not being able to fully take off. And then this is also being defined by the consciousness of bloating. So when again, these are belief systems, so we're going into the belief system. What is needing to be seen? What is a limiting belief that is having an impact on this part of the body? Right now we're working with that emotional processing center, um, and so that's what's coming in. So this is about releasing and letting go of limitations, and then also the so something related to a belief associated with judgment. So a judgment of sorts. So it could be internal toward yourself or towards someone else. When we let go of judgment, you guys. So this is for everybody. Like even though we're doing this for Katsi, this is for everybody. And so whatever is your body resonates with, it will also take and help to shift and support your healing as well. And so when we let go of judgment, it actually reduces stress and tension within the body and the mind, right? The mind, the will, the emotions, all the things. So it actually helps to reduce stress physically and in the parts of us that are not completely physical as well. So we're also doing a link here. So we're connecting this into general body energies. And funny enough, general body energies just has to do with everything physical and everything that is non-physical. So your whole body, but then all the parts of your being and your mind, the parts that are not necessarily completely physical. So the spiritual aspects of things as well. Don't mind, I just had a little burp there. So there's something being shifted there for you as well, and for the group. And so this is connecting into something related to spirituality because I just get like the crown chakra. So crown chakra, again, it's our spirit, it's our connection to our higher self, which really is, I mean, is all part of us. It's our intuition as well. But then also our connection to source, to God, to the universe, our feeling of being connected. And so there's a shift here related to spirituality. The crown chakra also is connected to is relates to a masculine energy. So again, balancing the masculine feminine energy so that it's healthy. We have both, and in terms of what's needed, and it feels like you've had some tension in that area where again it's working with that and being able, and I feel it feels to me like you've been moving through that, but it's like the body still needs time to kind of process some of that stuff out, and some of it's kind of hard stuff, old but hard, difficult things, right? So again, what comes up with this is like the letting go of yesterday's stuff, yesterday's emotions, right? So allowing things to move. So this is connecting into the colon now, which is to helps to release. It holds the waste until it's time to be released. And what's really interesting is I'm seeing it's almost like this little bit of stuckness in the intestines that was kind of backing things up, and it's almost like somebody's come through and went like this to move things through the digestive system. We're just asking for a gentle release here, and so now I'm just going to have you put one hand on your diaphragm and one on the intestinal area. So just below the belly button and the other one just under the rib cage. Take a few nice, big, deep breaths in and out. And I'm just going to tap on the head, heart, and navel, just as if you were like right here on my table. A few deep breaths. And now, can you just check in with your body? I feel like there's a bit of hydration needed, so we're just going to bring some hydration in there as well. Can you just tune into your body and tell me, how is that feeling? Is it still a 9? So just kind of softening up. Okay, so it's lessened. So what number would you give it now? I felt your magic school bus bumping along in my body. Got stuck just as you were saying. Yeah, it was really interesting because it was like bam, like that, right? So that's interesting. Okay, so you're down to a 3. So you guys, she just went from a 9 to a 3, like in just a few minutes, right? So this is beautiful. So it just means that there's some things that needed, and again, the bacteria thing comes up. So I'm just going to see what else is needed here. What comes up with this is strep, actually. So not to say that you have strep, but you may have been exposed to it or something that may just have been left in the system. So as we're shifting, we're just going to look at this strep. So we're engaging again the immune system. We're doing the body chemistry technique. So this is a technique actually. I feel like let's strengthen this a little bit. So take your pinky finger and just put a little, put it under your tongue and get a little saliva. Put the saliva from the pinky finger into your belly button. I know it sounds really weird, but the belly button has over 200 unique bacteria to you. And so this is why we don't want to completely clean out the belly button or anything like that, because this actually gives the body a new read, and we're asking it to focus on the bacteria, whatever it's the bacteria, but specifically it's strep coming up, streptococcus. There we go. So, and you said, okay, so when I said mother, there was a major gurgle. Yeah. So there's something being released because I keep hearing it's like, you can't tell me what to do. Like that whole sort of like all the tension and conflict between mother, daughter, that kind of thing. So that's part of shifting. It feels like it's a bit old. That's also shifting, and it's connected to the strep as well. So you might have been sick at a particular time and had this experience, or maybe your daughter, or like Not sure exact. It doesn't really matter. I'm asking. We don't have to identify it specifically, but it's just something that has an emotional charge to it, and that strep being left within the system or exposure to that. Just take a couple nice deep breaths. So you're saying I was begging Alex, so that's her husband, to find the release valve to ease the pain. His finger and belly button technique felt like, oh, this the finger. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. The finger and belly button technique felt like a release valve. Yeah. It immediately gets the bacteria to do a read, and it like tells the immune system to kick out anything that basically I call it it's the launch, it's the attack, attacking army on anything there that shouldn't be there, right? So beautiful. So just take a couple nice deep breaths. We're connecting this into the cortices technique, the one that we did before, like the tapping one. That again gets the brain online and supports the function and movement within the body. I feel like your tummy is gurgling right now. Like there's a lot kind of happening and moving. And again, we're bringing in hydration here. So as we bring in some hydration, that's going to help get the movement and flushing actually taking place. And there's a frequency or there's something I'm supposed to give you. Just give me 1 second here. So it's the word soothing. So what this means is you could write this down if you have a pen, or I'll give it to you later. So I'm just being given a code, like a healing code that you actually can use. And it's funny because you just put your hand over the belly button, and then you say the code. You say it 3 times. So just give me 1 second here. Okay, so it's a little bit long, but that's okay. You can ask me for it. I'll text to you later. So it's the word soothing. So what we're doing is we're bringing the frequency in, and you can use this code to actually, again, it's another way of initiating healing in the body through frequency, because words are frequency. Words carry it. It's like a code. So the code is, so you're just going to put your hand over your belly button. Everybody can do this, because who doesn't want a little bit of soothing energy? That feeling of being soothed. And I'm just going to say it for us, and you can write it down if you want. Maybe I'll put it in the chat later or whatever too. Okay, I'm going to say it 3 times. So it's letters and numbers. B3914275 6B. So just take nice deep breaths. B3914275 6B. B3914275 6B. Just breathe. Your body will do what it needs to. So whatever it needs from this, it will resonate with it, and this is about bringing in that soothing frequency within the whole body. And it's activated by just putting your hand on the belly button, and then you say the code a few times with just intention that you're bringing that frequency into your body. Okay, so let me know, just check in with your body. How's that feeling now? And anybody else, did you feel a shift? What did you feel happening in your body as we were doing the session with Kati? Okay, so she says so much better. I appreciate you. Awesome. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how does that feel? Like if you just kind of get up, walk around, as you move, how does it feel? I feel like you're going to have a lot of gas. So don't be surprised. Your daughter was terribly sick last week, so the strep is right on. Oh, okay. So there you go. So that's, again, exposure to it, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that you had it or were sick with it even. Sometimes it's just the exposure to. Sometimes you guys, it's even if we've never had something, but the belief associated with something can have an impact on the body, right? So, even like vaccinations and things like that, whether you've had them, haven't had them, even the exposure of fear associated with getting a vaccination can still have an impact on the body. So this is how powerful our words are. This is why we need to release things. So other people, I love it. Kathy says she's totally farting like a trucker. Woo woo! I'm so happy for you. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it. It's so good, you guys. Body releasing, letting go. Have a drink of water. This is great. When we're doing energy work, you guys, the body, again, water is hydration. Water, we need water. Our body's made of water, and we need that in order for all of that electrical activity, right? So communication happens through the electrical activity of the body. So beautiful. Kati says, my husband will thank you. Awesome. Janice says, I felt a little pressure on the top of my head and now I feel more relaxed. See, whatever it is that you need, even just by watching this, even if you watch this again later, you'll still have other shifts because your body will be like, okay, yeah, we're ready to do something else. So this is the beauty of it, that even if you're watching later, it doesn't matter, because from an energy perspective, there is no such thing as time and space. And so whether you watch this in the future or you're watching it now, it will still, your body will still resonate with what it needs in order to initiate healing and bringing balance. So it's beautiful. Yay. Okay. Another person, Angela, said, I felt a big gut release, soothing and shift from small to large intestine. So here, I'm just going to type this in. So anybody who wants it, you can take a picture of it. This is the code for soothing. So it's a healing code. Just on the fly, I was given this healing code to give to all of you. I love spirit. I love source. I love how all of this works. So B391427566B. And you do this with your hand on your belly button to initiate. There we go. So right there for you. Okay, so you can take a picture of it. You can use this anytime. The point of that is to slow down anything, because sometimes the body will adjust things, but it can feel like really uncomfortable. So I just felt to bring the frequency of that in so we could actually give some direction to the body to bring in sort of to shift, but to do it in a way that's gentle and not super difficult or jarring. If that makes sense. I just realized I got to plug my phone in, y'all. One sec. Okay, so thank you so much, Katsi. I'm really glad to hear that you're farting like a trucker. It's awesome. Huge, right? So again, another beautiful miracle. She was in 9 out of 10 discomfort, you guys. And within minutes, right, we can shift things. And again, the cortices technique is going to help support, helping, doing the B-bolts technique as well can help support the body in healing and relaxation and that as well. So awesome. Sasha says, I'm feeling little quivers in my intestine. Yeah. So again, your body will shift. And a lot of us have been, even if you've never had strep, we've still been exposed to it, right? So we've unknowingly probably been exposed, or through conversation, right? Conversation and the frequency of that conversation can bring up stuff, related to strep, and it can have an effect on the body because we may not consciously, but we have some sort of a belief about that, right? So this helps to not just shift things physically that we've had or been exposed to, but also can shift fear about that particular thing, all of those kinds of things. So much can happen in a very short period of time. Okay, who's next? Who's ready for their healing? You see how we're working together? I'm working with the body. I'm not the healer. I have knowledge, I have information, I have training. I have, things that I'm pulling, I feel as well from other lives that I've had these kinds of experiences. Okay, Sheila. Okay, let's go with Sheila. All right, so Sheila, I think you said you've got something going on in a hip flexor. Who else has a hip flexor issue? I do. I got my right side. It's like I'm struggling with that. So this is a good one. So your hip flexor is the muscle that runs from the hip down into the leg. So right in there. Okay, let's see. I'm just double checking here. Uh, so if you can just confirm, that would be great, Sheila. I'm trying to find your thing there, but I can't find it. Yeah, hip flexor area. So which side for you? Is it your right side? I feel like you got a left side thing going on as well. Always tight, not extreme, yeah. But just uncomfortable, right? I've had the same issue. So so this will be good. And if anybody else has that issue, this is for you too. And some of us don't know that we're tight, but you might actually notice a difference after this when you get up and walk around. Both sides, left mostly, but both. Okay. So can you just maybe just get up, move around, and just check it like on a scale of 1 to 10. If you give it a little stretch, like where is it at pain wise or discomfort wise? So if you have a tight hip flexor, you guys, that will cause problems even in your back, your hips, your glutes, all kinds of things. You can have a problem all the way down your leg because the muscle is out of balance. So maybe a 4 in tightness level. Okay, great. So I'm just going to tune in. And as I tune into Sheila, it's like I'm dialing in, right? I'm dialing her phone number, but I'm doing that with her body. And she's given me permission to do this. So Sheila, I just want you just to relax. So what's coming up for you is we're not starting at the hip flexor, we're starting at your sacrum. So that's the sacred bone. It's a triangular type of bone just below the low back and above the tailbone, right? So that area right in there. And this is connecting into the piriformis muscles. So we're doing both sides, so left and right side. So piriformis meaning like the butt muscle, but it runs from the sacrum down into the to the sit bone. And so that is actually needing an adjustment. So I'm just seeing where we're going with this. So we're linking the sacrum. There's details on the sacrum, and that is that there's a bit of anger in there. So we're balancing the emotion of anger. This is about taking action. You know what this is about? You're going to laugh, but what I'm hearing is sitting on my ass. Okay, so again, we have these plays on words. Don't mind the language, but that's what I hear. So that's what I share. And it's the words of like, you know what, I'm sitting on my ass, right? And what's coming with it is the judgment associated with that, right? Because there's a feeling of laziness. I knew you would laugh. Yeah, so there's that. It's a judgment associated with sort of that whole like I'm not doing anything that, or I'm not doing enough, that type of thing. And sometimes we can judge other people as well. So we don't have to go into specifics as to whether it's that or this. It's just we're looking at it from the perspective of judgment. And then the word sloth comes in as well. So this is the consciousness of the word sloth. What that means is this is about letting go of limiting beliefs about being a sloth, right? So if Sheila has a belief that being a sloth is not good, then that could actually be impeding her ability to rest, for example, because resting it would be like I'm like a sloth, or it could be the opposite, right? So where all I'm wanting to do is rest all the time, right? And again, so we don't even have to go into the specifics of it, but it's the frequency associated with the word sloth and what it means to you, not what it means to me, what it means to you. And you may have an idea, but your subconscious mind also has an idea about what that means as well. And this feels like old. It's like the words that come up is like the old terms. It's connected to past generations as well. related to that word slothfulness, being a sloth, that type of thing. Um, so then we're connecting that into the sacrum. So not the sacrum, sorry, the sacral chakra, which actually is connected to the sacrum, but it's known as the sacred bone, and this is also connected. Like the sacrum is known as a place where a lot of our generational DNA, comes through. And so in other cultures, it's called the sacred bone. It's known as a sacred space. And so we're just connecting the sacral chakra, which allows for the openness of creative energy to flow so that the releasing of tension within the sacrum piriformis muscles can actually release. And then that is actually going to have an impact on the front side. So this is kind of a prime example of where like we don't know what needs to be connected. Sometimes we're not going to that specific area. So just a few nice deep breaths. I'm going to have you just put your hand on your stomach area. That supports processing and digestion, as well as aspects of coming into confidence and a new sense of empowerment as well. Just take a few deep breaths. And I'm just tapping over head, heart, and navel, just as if she was laying on a table, if she was in front of me. So I'm tapping on her energetic blueprint is actually what I'm tapping on. And I'm just going to do just a little, you can just relax. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually just kind of moving her light body and just allowing for, it's again another aspect of soothing, but it's like bringing on like a city grid, all the lights if they were out or certain lights were out. This is about like bringing all of that into alignment so that there's this beautiful wave. It's got to do with the light body anyway, or the energy body. Just take a few deep breaths. And okay, so now Sheila, can you just get up and just check it and see? Is it still at a 4? Is it better, same, or worse? Sometimes things feel worse, you guys, and the reason is because we're just getting all the blood, the nerve, the lymph moving, getting everything circulated. So sometimes people can like feel like really hot or have a little bit more inflammation in a part of their body just as we're doing it, because the body is actually doing the healing, and sometimes getting blood there is uncomfortable. Okay, so it's definitely looser. So would you give it a 1, 2, 3, 4? What would you give it? Was feeling a bit lightheaded. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So lightheadedness as well can happen. Again, the body can feel a little discombobulated as we're resetting, calibrating some things. So it's down to a 1 or a 2. Beautiful. I feel like that will shift a little bit more. It needs a little bit of hydration in there as well. So we're just going to put a little hydration there and a little bit in the sacrum. Just take a couple deep breaths. Nice little shift there for you. Okay, can you just hop up again and just check it again and see how that feels? Better, same, or worse? And I think we have time for one more. So if there's another person who would like a turn, let me know, and we'll do for you as well. Don't you love that, like, we could be in different parts of the world, and the beauty of this work is that you can still receive healing and your body can still heal. It's amazing. So a lot, yeah, so lighter. I feel like things it'll continue to shift a little bit. There's some stuff that's actually going to be released, and some of that's going to be through your digestive system as well. So in the next day or two. So I feel like you'll notice an even bigger shift of release. And it feels to me like the piriformis, sacrum, everything's gonna, again, it just needs a bit of time to shift. So a little light walking, even just around your place where you live, is going to help support that as well. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go to another person. Thank you to all the volunteers. Awesome. Okay. All right, Lori. Let's go for Lori. Let's see what's happening. What was happening with you, Lori? Something about your arm, I think, right? Left arm. Okay, tell me a little bit about the left arm. Where is it hurting? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is it? You have two choices. What does that mean? Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do is that everyone who is here, I am going to do a draw because when I do these healing events, I always do a draw. So I have people with their, sign up their name and phone number, email, or whatever, and I do a draw. So I'm going to do a draw for those who came here tonight. So if you posted in here, then I know you're here. I'm going to do the draw and I will reach out to you and let you know. So, yeah, so I will do that probably tonight. Okay, so Lori says, left arm I hurt in August bowling and I cannot lift things, or I'm always internally freezing. Well, you can tell me whatever the problems are because they're probably, again, the body is so interconnected that all of the issues may be connected here. So, okay. Okay, left arm. Does it hurt below the elbow or above the elbow? Like, where exactly does it hurt on your left arm? And tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 how bad it is right now. How much pain are you in? So did I tell you what the draw is for? I probably didn't even tell you what the draw was for. The draw is for a free 30-minute healing session with me. So we'll do it over Zoom, and it'll be a little healing session, and no charge to whoever the winner is. So yes, okay. So elbow is, and it's at a 6. Okay, so I'm just going to tune in, and you're talking about internal freezing as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go in, take a couple nice deep breaths, Lori. We're going to magic school bus it again. And as I'm just tuning in here. Okay, so what's coming up is your body wants to deal with first, as the priority is the pineal gland. So the pineal gland helps to regulate our sleep and awake cycle. So what I'm getting with this, Lori, is it's like, I need to be seen. I need to be seen. That's what it's saying. And this also is relates to an area of consciousness or a limiting belief around being seen. So whatever is not serving, that is limiting you, we're also shifting that. So both physically, something is needing to be seen, and so now we're saying, okay, we see that. We see the pineal gland. We see that it's asking to be seen. This is also being defined by the consciousness of spirituality. So whatever is no longer serving or limiting you related to spirituality, your subconscious mind is saying, okay, we're ready to let that go, to be able to open up. And this is bringing in the element of wood, which in Chinese medicine is about expansion and growth. So it's to allow the muscles and the tissues to expand, to grow, and to function the way they want to. But it also relates to how we want to expand in our life as well. And it's connected to aspects of adapting as well. So adapting, growth, planning, expanding, all of that type of energy. It's very active, and the emotion associated with this is the emotion of anger. And again, anger isn't bad. Anger is a signal that we need to take action. So anger gets things moving. So this is, excuse me, also can really support the liver as well. Because so this is connecting into the liver to support the detoxification, the letting go of what isn't serving, so that more expansion can take place. And again, it's around processing, digesting, and the word support coming in as well here. So we don't have to identify if it's too much support, not enough support, etc. But the word support, so everything that that entails, whatever's again another limiting belief. Excuse me. Letting go of the limiting belief so that you can feel more supported in life. Again, this is connected to spirituality. So, again, feeling connected to the universe, to God, to your guides, to your higher self as well. So, this is enhancing, expanding, adapting, allowing for things to move in. And then this is so we're linking the liver down into the. It wants to link into a couple different things. I see you bringing it. I was just going to say the bladder is actually what's coming up. Oh, you said gallbladder. So it's bladder first to support the releasing and the letting go of what isn't serving. The word that comes up with the bladder is almost like the holding the support, like a sling, right? So the bladder kind of like a sling holding until it's time for release. So it's so we're balancing that physically, but then there's also elements related to releasing, feeling supported in life, all of that as well. And we have the sense of taste being balanced here associated with the bladder. So taste is when something, it's like what comes in right now is like when something or an experience or something has left a bad taste in our mouth. And the word sour, bitter, that kind of taste kind of coming up like, ugh, it's like you don't want to eat that type of taste. And so as we're balancing the senses, what it does is it actually helps our brain to interpret our life experiences in a way that is healthier, in a way that actually helps to serve us instead of sort of keep us locked in a certain way. So this is to support the ability to release that bad taste left in your mouth. And the word communication comes in here as well. So some things related to communication. It's other people's communication to you. And it's like what they're saying, what they're not saying, that type of thing as well. So this is about bringing balance and harmony. So we're coming into the heart chakra here. This is linking into the gallbladder. Again, lots of green, which is all wood elements. So liver's wood, gallbladder is wood. The heart chakra is connected to, green. It's not wood exactly, but anyway, again, this is about processing, digestion, movement, getting things going. And then you have the word coming in with this is circulation. So it's the circulating, getting things moving. So it's supporting that and really enhancing circulation. And then this is coming, and then that's linking into the left ankle, which is being defined by deliberation and decision making. So left side is connected to the feminine flow, intuition, but also um, the past, emotional stuff as well. So it's like deliberating based on past experiences. And this is about letting go of beliefs associated with past experiences that are kind of impacting aspects related to the future and decisions that you'll make in the future. So what I hear coming up is like a fine line. It's like drawing a line in the sand, like, okay, that was the past and that no longer defines me. And if there was a word that comes up in terms of the theme over this whole little mini session would be the word, what did I just say? Just lost it. Uh, Something related to being defined. Anyway, it's okay. Spirit knows. But that's what's coming up is sort of like this whole thing around this thing related to what's defining you, and it's no longer needing to define your future and define where you were going. And I'm just hearing the words like, it's like put the pedal to the metal, get the tires on the road, right? It's like ready to let go. So we're bringing the energy of that in, letting go of limiting beliefs related to that are no longer serving, that may be keeping you from being able to do that. And the picture that I get with this is like pulling back. You know those little cars are a windy car. You could pull it back, and then it would go like right shoot forward. That it's the energy and the frequency of that, the springing forward, the ability to spring forward now. And then we're linking all that back into the foot again, but it's the foot chakra. And again, on the left side. So the foot chakra to support grounding. And the picture that I have is almost like when a person gets a nail put in, like a nail in their foot, and it's rusty. It's like it stops us from being able to move forward and to do things. And so there's a releasing taking place of the kind of the nail, of the impingement, whatever's impeding the foot chakra related to staying grounded and being able to actually to take steps forward that are very firm, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm seeing, actually just shifting there for you. And again, we're going back to the stomach. So you just put your hand on your stomach and the other one on your head, representative of the brain. So we're just going to tap this out. Stomach supports the processing and digestion of life. And the brain, again, is all about communication and getting everything fixed and moving and supporting. So just some nice deep breaths. I'm going to tap as if it's head, heart, and navel, as if you're just in front of me. And everybody can take some nice deep breaths, because whatever you need, you get to. You get this as well. And you may notice shifts in your body as well. Thank you, Ella. Yeah, these are amazing. Okay, so Laura, I'm going to ask you now, can you check your elbow? So just move your elbow, see how the elbow's feeling. And anybody else, if you noticed anything shifting in your body or you had different things happening, let me know. I'd love to hear as well. You're all just as much a part of this, even though I may not be specifically working on your body. You're in okay. So Lori just said, wow, I can move it with no pain. Like, holy shit, that's amazing. Okay. So yeah, do whatever you couldn't do before, test it out. Don't overdo it, but because the body's healing, but yeah, just try it and do what you couldn't do before. That's awesome. Love it. And everybody else too. Check your body. See how your body is. Is it better? Is it worse? Is there less pain, more pain? So she's just going to just do light lifting though. Don't go hardcore like 20, 30 pounds. Okay. So she's going to test it and see. Isn't this awesome, you guys? Amazing, right? We never even went anywhere near her elbow. That's because the elbow was giving a symptom for something else, different things that were needing, the word that comes up with that is like other things that are like discombobulated, things that are needing to communicate better. And then that shifts the symptoms because they no longer need to be a signal to us. Beautiful. Sasha says, yes, I love to see it. I know, I wish I could have you guys on camera. So I got to figure this out for next time as well. So while Lori is doing her little test, I want to just share with you guys a few things. One is, and I'll put the link here. Okay, so I just lifted a book and a picture that I could not lift since August. Since August, you guys. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'm so happy for you. And again, you brought up the body temperature thing. So see what happens over the next few days. Sometimes the body needs some time to integrate and to make the shifts. So this is just the initial thing. But after this, you may be experiencing more healing, other things that you kind of like, you might be in a week or two go, oh yeah, that's not bothering me anymore, right? Like we don't even realize sometimes actually how much healing is happening in our body when we have these little sessions or whatever. So that's beautiful. That is amazing. Okay, so you just lifted a book and a picture that you could not lift since August. Incredible. That is just absolutely incredible. I'm so happy for you. Yay. Congratulations, Lori. That is amazing. So again, every person here tonight, so we've done three, have experienced a miracle. I mean, it is a miracle. It's beautiful. This is how amazing the body is. She says, and I thought it was bowling. I'm feeling warmer also. Okay, so your body temperature is starting to shift now as well. You had to take 3 hot baths today and you were shivering in the bath. Yeah, so that's interesting as well, right? So you don't feel like you need a bath now. Great. So again, body temperature shifting, right? So that is amazing. I'm so happy for you. That's beautiful. Those who experienced these sessions, if it's okay with you, I'd like to reach out to you. I'd love a little testimonial or even just like a little video of what you experienced before and after kind of thing would be amazing. I want to help people believe that it's possible to heal. I want to help people do that. And you guys can actually help me help other people too through your own experience. So share the video so people can see it for themselves and they can hear it. They're part of the process. And, would just love that. So a couple of things I just want to share with you in terms of like what's actually coming up. So I'm doing some in-person stuff. I'm doing some online stuff. Right now, I have a really, really big desire to empower people to really connect with their intuition. That means our bodies too, because our bodies are connected to our intuition. So one thing is if you've not gotten it, there, excuse me for the burping, you guys, but that's what's happening as things are being released. Anyway, if you've not gotten it, I have a guide called Your Intuition Unleashed, and it's 25 life-changing practices to awaken your own inner compass. You can get that for free. I'll put the link in here. If you go to my website, www.newbeginningshw.ca, it will automatically, there will be a pop-up and you get offered that as a free guide. It's free, gives you 25 ways to practice developing your intuition. They're fun. It's meant to be fun. It's beautiful. And so even if you're used to using your intuition, we use it all the time. We just don't realize how much we use it. And you can consciously practice and develop it. And that's going to help you make all kinds of decisions in your life. From February 8 to 14, I'm running a 7-day challenge, and it's just going to be little videos. So it's a 7-day challenge to help you develop your intuition. So I'm going to come on live. I'm going to do some prizes as well. So I love doing draws and things like that. And maybe I'll mail you something off of Amazon. That's kind of fun. And yeah, so that is coming from the 8th to the 14th. And it's kind of like a taster to a course that I'm actually going to be releasing the beginning of March. And I'm going to do a live launch of the course. And the course is, I haven't quite settled on the name yet, but probably called the Intuition Code, and how to make decisions, like how to really be happy with the decisions you make in your life. And it's going to be focused on how do we clear the things that are keeping us from really being able to live a happier, intuitive life. So we're going to be moving through blockages and things that kind of keep us trapped and stuck sometimes. I'm talking about intuition, which is our higher self, but you can use this as well for connecting with your guides, with source, so many other things as well. And it's going to have a workbook, and I'm going to have a little Facebook group, and it's going to be a week, so it'll be an hour every day. And I think we're going to start. It's on one of the first Saturdays in March, and it'll be an hour every day, and I'm going to go through these modules. And then there's going to be some bonus modules as well, which will include a focus on releasing your intuitive creative energy. So like creativity, so ideas, artistic stuff, that kind of thing. Using your intuition in business. So if you have a business or like even in work or anything like that, there's another module that will be focused just on business. And then another one will be focused on just your physical health, how do you like connecting with your intuition, focused on your physical health, and how to, it's everything from how many supplements do I need? What supplements should I take today? What should I do today? Like what foods does my body want? But like really learning and practicing. These are going to be really, really practical. And then the other one is on relationships. How do I use my intuition to improve relationships and to know what the other person is maybe needing, or how I can help, or how can I smooth things over with somebody, right? All of those things. So it's going to be very, very practical. And guess what? It's going to be like $47, you guys. Like super cheap. The whole goal is to help empower people, and it's going to be something that people can actually buy later on as well. So when you're just starting out, this is a great gift, a great course to help anybody who is wanting a reset, or you're wanting to develop. So whether you're a beginner, you can use this with your teenagers. So you can use the techniques and the ways. You can start teaching your children. I really feel like this is so important for us to really get back, cut out the noise, and really follow through on really connecting with our own authenticity. And that gives us authentic expression. We're going to live happier lives. We're going to be able to be more clear in our decision making, happier with the decisions that we've made, happier in our relationships, healthier bodies, all of that. And so that's the goal. So that's going to be available as well. So yeah, so the beginning of March that will be launched. But you can get the free guide that gives you like 25 different things you can do to really help enhance your own intuition, your connection with your higher self and guides. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. Really, really, really appreciate you. And I'll be doing these probably at least monthly. So I will do another one. I have one in person coming up again February 16th at Amaryllis Crystal Portal in Cochrane. February 16th from 1 to 3 p.m. MST. And then I'll do another one in February like this as well, where we come on, and hopefully I'll have it so people can actually come on and join me in the video. So I'll get the date set for that as well. So there's lots of upcoming things. If you're not on my mailing list, I'd encourage you to do that, because that's where I'm trying to keep people updated mostly, is there. So please subscribe, like, share, just to stay connected. I would really love that. You guys are all now my new best friends. So every time somebody subscribes is on my email list, we can stay connected. So this is really beautiful. And then if you want private sessions, I also do that as well. Okay. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Many, many blessings to all of you. And we'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye for now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming.